Okay. Thank you, Basanda, for introducing me. And I'll be basically sharing three stories with you today. So one is about TANAGER, and one is about what we're trying to do in Africa, in Burkina Faso, a small story from there, what we're doing with women. And then, of course, as you said, from southern part of India, what we're doing in AP in our pilot projects with nutrition. So very briefly about TANAGER. So TANAGER has been working in India since 2009 to help smallholder farmers to increase yields, improve access to markets, and address the barriers, especially with women, and looking at improve women's empowerment. In addition, we also believe that agriculture gains need to translate into better food security and also better nutrition for the households and the families. One thing which I keep getting, so because I'm new in TANAGER, so everybody asks me, what is TANAGER? So that is the first story which I want to share. So if you look at the invitation we got today, so it says JVG Krishna Murthy, Networking and Eco Dev TANAGER. So one of my friends called me and said, JVG, there is a typo in the invitation. Instead of manager, they put TANAGER. so TANAGER basically is nothing but so let me tell you very briefly about 1 minute what is TANAGER. So basically birds from the species of finches which are part of the TANAGER family are especially well known for their varied beaks which evolved over time to perform specific functions. Some of them even used twigs, sticks, and cactus spines, which are locally available as tools. So the TANAGER name draws directly from the story and the inherent nature of these birds. It relates both to the ability to adapt in order to create solutions and upward and forward movement by taking flight. It is this philosophy which drives us to look at what is locally available and make good use of it, right from crop identification to production to household nutrition. And then how can we make sure farmer families can eat sufficient quantities of nutritious food from available local produce? So that's what we're looking at going forward. So I thought I'll just share that story. So it's a bird, very, 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 jugadu bird, you can say in Indian language. So it takes care of what is available around it and uses them as tools and finds a solution. Going forward, so this is just to give you, so I need not talk much about this slide because all of you, all my previous colleagues in the panel were talking about this. So, but if you look at the kind of places we work, especially the development organizations like us, so we work in poor settings. So I see three phases in different households where we go in. So one is there food? Is there food to eat? So is there food at all to eat? So is there, so basically people will ask, kuch khane ko hai? So is there any food to eat? And from there in phase two, it comes to, is there enough food to eat? So that is phase two, because you are sufficient enough. And then the other thing is there, now once enough food is there good food to eat? So in local language, good food is nutritious food. So we are starting from, so phase one, where is there food at all, to is there good food? So that is nutrition at the household level. But now we are going one step ahead with workforce nutrition. We're talking about working population and working settings and working environment. So right from corporate to industrial to farming. So everywhere we have different kinds of working population, and how do we kind of take care of these nutritional needs? So that's what we're talking about in this slide. And as you said, the government of India also has come out with so many initiatives. We have so many schemes across different organizations and departments, as was shared before. So we have this Fit India movement, Poshan Abhiyan, Eat Right India. So all these things kind of, there was a buzz. I saw this buzz mostly happening in social media and the literate population at elite level. But we need to create a groundswell. I feel we need to create a pull from the communities at the grassroots levels and advocate for the production and consumption of healthy and nutritious foods, leading to a foundation of preventive healthcare and laying a groundwork for optimal development for pregnancy through childhood. So that's very, very important, I feel. And of course, we know that people come from different cultural backgrounds, different traditional backgrounds, and every state is different culturally and through food habits. So we cannot have an all-in-one solution to nutrition. So we know this. So that's why, so wherever we go, so we have to look at what is locally available, what is the availability of these nutritious foods leading to preventive health, and trying to find localized solutions. So that's going to be our important thing as we go along. And also, I just wanted to stress on this point. It's not just eat right, but at the base of the pyramid levels, we're trying to encourage people to eat sufficient as well in most of the cases. And all household members have access to food they need to thrive. And this way, TANAGER has been working with local communities to promote adoption of good agricultural practices in its endeavor to improve quality of life of farmers. It's been exploring new ways to intervene and looking at behavior change, advocacy, messaging that will benefit the well-being of all household members. And the second story I wanted to share very briefly about what we are doing in Africa, in Burkina Faso. So this is a 5-year project we are doing. It's called Women's Poultry Project to Improve Income and Nutrition. It's funded by the Gates Foundation, and it's designed to improve the nutritional status of women and children in rural Burkina Faso by strengthening women's economic empowerment through increased poultry production. So we're not just talking vegetables or farming. Here we're talking about poultry, but it's a model working beautifully. And more poultry means more income, and more income means better nutrition, and the entire household is healthy. And coming down south, or coming down to India, so we're doing one such intervention. So basically, so we're doing a market readiness program in Andhra Pradesh. It reaches out to vulnerable communities. When I say vulnerable communities, we're talking about different kinds of groups coming from tribal and non-tribal. So this study which we did in 2 places. We piloted in 2 places. One is a tribal area in Anantapur, and the other one is a tribal area in Srikakulam, and a non-tribal area in Anantapur. So the food diversity is so vast. So the different foods, different culture, different eating habits, and different income levels, and different superstitions. So it's very, very insightful. And we were looking at basically women who are engaged in farming. And also it gives a different perspective to us, because looking at various communities, obviously it highlights variation in design and programs, and how we have to design our programs going forward and meeting our objectives in these programs. So as you see, so we don't have a separate nutrition program, but nutrition and gender are underlying things for all the programs we do across our project locations in the world. So as I said, we did this food environment analysis to understand the existing food habits, access to food, and the local understanding on nutrition. And these findings are going to help us in developing training and social and behavior change activities in pilot communities to promote purchasing, growing, and eating nutritious food for the benefit of the entire household. So what do we do? So as I have seen, so many of you are working in this area. Of course, nutrition is there all through, so in all these years, but we are specifically talking about workforce nutrition. So this is taking one level ahead, we can say. And how do I kind of take care of all the local stakeholders working there on board and working with them? So we'll use FPOs and local private sector actors as a platform for delivering these activities. And the findings also highlighted the need to focus on promoting nutritious foods and food preparation techniques, especially because lots of people, they know that leafy vegetable is very, very nutritious, but they say it takes time. That's why we're sometimes, if we have to go to work early in the morning, I know it takes time. I have to prepare everything in the night and keep it ready for me to cook in the morning. So if I'm not able to do that, I don't cook that. I cook something easy and nice like rasam or something, which is a local thing. And they eat that, which is not very nutritious, and they go to the field to work. So coming out with, so food preparation techniques, which will kind of reduce their time burden, especially with women. So that is going to help them a lot. And the study also showed that intra-household food allocation needs to be addressed. Basically, Women reported eating less food compared to men in the household. So typically, culturally also, women first feed their children and their husband and the in-laws, and then they eat last culturally in some cultures, not everywhere. In the tribal belts, it's not that. So if they have this much of food, if there are 4 people, they exactly make it 4 portions and they eat. And if children are not able to eat that, then the elders take from that portion. So there are different cultural and traditional practices which people use. And it's very interesting to see this and learn and come out with our strategies. And so the objective of TANAGER's work is to ensure that the food system is equipped to achieve better nutritional outcomes for households and communities. And we see that these households work together, ensuring that good nutrition is available for all members, and good nutrition for all these farmer families means that there is better efficiency, there's better productivity, and lowering of absenteeism. Of course, they're not going to a factory, they're going to field. That means they are able to go regularly to the field instead of missing it, and therefore improve their economic potential and be healthy. So that's what it is. And I see from all the previous presentations that we have lots of things where we can collaborate, and learn from each other, learn from each other's successes and failures. And if you see, we also work and promote organic farming and diversified diet. So that's going to be a part of our program strategy now. And we work with the Tribal Development Agency. We work with Society for Elimination of Rural and Poverty. And then we work with the local governments and local FPOs and NGOs. And we also kind of work with different kinds of platforms, like digital platforms are going to be the way going forward. We work with FICCI, ASSOCHAM, CIA kind of platforms. And I see another platform today, so Workforce Nutrition Alliance, coming from GAIN. So it's going to be an interesting and exciting area to kind of work going forward and collaborate and learn from each other. Thank you.